Hey, Genki Call here. It is June 6, 2022. We are in Suncrest this week, and I want to go ahead and go over the Soulforge stuff with you before I do my Tower of Doom stuff, because there is a very important point I need to make about this week, and I'm going to head right over to it, and that is the weapons. So, the new doomed weapon, the doomed sight, don't waste your diamonds on this. Don't spend 800 diamonds where you don't have to. Go into your guild, go into the Tower of Doom, and go into the shop here and get it with your gems. It's a much better deal. You're going to be doing the Tower of Doom anyway. You really need to have these Lightforge scrolls. So get it in the shop for the Tower of Doom. Don't don't say, ooh, doomed weapon, and just buy it. I just want to get that out there. Anyway, let's go over what you might want to spend diamonds on. And I don't know what those things are just yet. Let me double check red and brown here. Vicious Orange is good. Because red and brown are the colors that Centurigon uses, and I have seen Centurigon in here once. That would actually be worth spending your hard-earned gems on, but not there. So, all right, for legendaries, we have Shegra. I love this troop. When I was lower level, I would run a team with Yao Guai, Divinia, and Shegra. It was a fantastic team for me for lower level. Create 6 red gems and turn all red gems to skulls. She's very useful. I like her a lot. Burn a random enemy when matching red gems. Deal double skull damage versus burning enemies. I never put her at the front. She has no skull damage reduction, but she also gains 2 life on 4+ gem matches. Although I really like this troop, I don't recommend spending diamonds on it. 800 diamonds is just too much for this troop. Same for everything I see here. Dragon Soul is awesome. I love the Dragon Soul. It's got a high mana cost unless you run it with Essentia that gives a 50% mana start. Explode random gems. This is based on magic. Deal 8 damage to all enemies boosted by the number of dragon allies and gain 15 souls. It's great for farming souls. I mean, it's not great for farming souls, but it's useful. I love the explosion, but there are faster troops for this. But if I'm running an all-dragon team, Dragon Soul is one of my choices. Plus 50% chance to become a baby dragon with full mana upon death. So if you lose her, you can get a new troop in there, and it could be anything. That baby dragon could turn into something totally useless, or it could turn into a mythic dragon. So also gains 2 life on 4+ gem matches. Then we have Emperor Liang. Emperor Liang is the poor man's Mistralis, kind of. He doesn't do any damage, but he does enchant a random ally on 4+ gem matches. I don't know about this. When you're lower level, this transcend trait is a little difficult. Exchange 2 life for 2 magic on 4+ gem matches. If you're low life, he could end up killing himself, but later on, I've never had that problem. But every time there's a 4 match, this number goes up. So every time he casts, he's going to gain life back and get 4 magic. But he destroys all gems of any color you want. And destroy means if you have a team that uses all purple or all yellow or all one specific color and you destroy that, it's as if you had matched all of those gems. It's not like an explode. It is only going to do one color, but it's going to give it to your whole team, however much is on the board. I actually really like Emperor Liang, but 800 diamonds? No, not in my opinion. So the Widow Queen, she's kind of fun for cheesing things. Sacrifice an ally, deal damage to all enemies boosted by the sacrifice troop's life, and summon a random Zulkari troop. So she is kind of like the poor man's Vash Dagon. She does summon something in place of what she's killed, which is nice. And she webs a random enemy on 4+ gem matches. So, I mean, she's not useless. She's kind of fun to use just to get some variety on your team. Say you can only use elf troops and you're doing something in Bright Forest where that's Hierophant, that's all elves, and you can only use elf troops. You can summon something in that's not from Bright Forest by using this troop, and you know, you could pull in Evendra, you could pull in Arachne Weaver, or you could pull in something totally useless. It's okay. I tend not to use her unless I just want to mess around. These three are always here. These are tower and boss troops. Zithinos and Zul'Goth are always here. Oh my god, Phoenicia is in the Soulforge. Don't spend your diamonds on this troop. Um, Unless you're desperate to have her right now. You can try to get her with your event keys. If you really have to have her right now, this minute, well, yeah, of course, spend your diamonds on her if you have them, but you can get her with event keys this week. There is a possibility, so you might want to wait until Sunday to try and get her with your event keys. Remember, we also have a vault event this weekend, which means that you can get more event keys from your vault keys. So keep that in mind. Phoenicia rocks. I will put my Mythic Spotlight at the end of this video. She's not that useful for people that are low magic, but I'm sure that you could still one-shot level 1 Explorer. I don't know that for sure, because I don't remember. I was higher-ish level when I got her. The Lord of Slaughter is fantastic. I love this troop because I love skull spamming. Skull spamming with doom skulls. He also can inflict 1 to 2 death marks on random enemies, and 100% chance to do true damage with his skulls, unless he gets stunned. But yes, he's only got 25% skull damage reduction, which means he's kind of squishy to run at the front, but these doom skulls are so fun, and he can completely decimate the enemies with that 100% chance to ignore armor. Nice, love it. Enraged Kurandara is always here. Darksmith Drenza is always here. These two are, these were, both of these were campaign mythics. And would I recommend crafting them? Only if you have the diamonds to spare and you already have all of the other troops you really want. Because both of them are kind of weak, in my opinion. Kalika, or, if you need to get power levels up. Kalika does damage to 4 random enemies, boosted by elemental stars. She has a 50% chance to create an elemental star at the start of her turn. I've tried using her in delves. I just don't. I haven't found an appreciation for this troop yet, or I haven't found a super efficient way to make her good. Of course, using her with Fairy Fire, like, I can't remember the name of the troops. There's one that Fairy Fires, Glitterclaw. Like, using her with Glitterclaw would make her do an extra 50% damage to the troops that are affected. Same with Tiamata. If you run with Fairy Fire or you find a way to increase the magic. Also, damage to all enemies on this one, then create 3 of the 4x wild cards, which could backfire on you. Gain 10 life when an enemy casts a spell, and 25% chance to create a ×2 wild card when matching 4+ gems, and does have skull damage reduction by 30%. So, of the two, I would say that I like Tihamata better, but that would be a personal preference. If you're going to craft something this week, make it Phoenicia or the Lord of Slaughter. But again, maybe try to get Phoenicia with event keys through Sunday before committing to getting her with your diamonds this week. Weapons! Let's go back in here to weapons. I must have all the things. So these things are always here. I crafted one of the oh my goodness. Blooper for the day. Whee! I crafted one of the Zithinos weapons because I needed it for the, I was weapon blocked in one of these places. Are they all, no, they're all different places. So anyway, Blade of the Morning, I must have it. What does it do? Remove all purple gems, create yellow gems equal to the purple gems removed. All right. Give life to an ally boosted by the gems now on the board. Okay, so say you end up with 20 yellow gems on the board, you'll get an extra 20 life to an ally. So, I don't think it's a bad weapon at all. I think it could be useful for looping on yellow, especially if you run it with Ketsalma. It could be really nice. So, do not craft this, as I said. Let's go down here. All right, the light sword. Deal damage to the first enemy, triple damage if they use purple mana. This could be very useful on Guild Wars Purple Day. Triple purple damage. So as a defense weapon, could be very useful. No, sorry, that's nothing to do with this. So also, it will silence the first enemy as well. So could be very useful in Guild Wars, and it's only 75 diamonds. Always here, always here. Nimbus bow. Now, there are two weapons actually that I would recommend getting this week. Nimbus bow would be number one. Nimbus bow is part of the meta team for triple finesse, and triple finesse is yellow. It's just yellow. And this creates yellow and blue. So why is that significant? You don't need the blue. It doesn't use blue. Why would this be important? Because if you're running with a full Strix team, that means you have to use Stormcaller, but you need to have, you know what, let me pull up Finesse so I can show you. For those that aren't aware of this team, Finesse is one of the Guardians. You'll have this troop if you've ever used any guild seals. Because 50% of your guild seals will go towards the guild guardians until you get all of these maxed out at mythic level. So he does damage to an enemy and a random enemy. If the enemy uses yellow mana, deal double damage. If there's a storm, give 6 mana to all other allies. But the thing is about Finesse that makes it so awesome is not double skull damage, not skull reduction by 50%. It's give 4 to all skills to all Strix allies when matching 4+ gems. So if you're running with 3 finesse, that's plus 12 to every skill. That's magic, that's attack, that's armor and life. Plus 12 to every Strix, which will include your hero. If you're running with Stormcaller. So it's a super powerful team. This is a common troop. And you will get this. It is difficult to trait the Guild Guardians, but this is what makes it worth it. It's just fantastic. So anyway, my point was, why use this Strix weapon? Why use the Nimbus bow when it creates blue and you don't have blue on the team? Because you're getting so much mana. You're still going to get the yellow, but you're going to be creating so much mana that you're going to get a bunch of match 4s and match 4 capabilities to help you get all of those beautiful plus 12 or plus 8 or plus 4, depending on how many finesse you're using, to all skills. And it actually works beautifully. You know what? There are actually 3 weapons I love this week. So that is part of the meta team. Then we have, I'm going to skip the plume staff for a moment. I'm going to go to the Javelin of Suncrest. And why am I going to recommend an epic weapon? Well, for one thing, it's only 75 gems. But what makes this really, really significant, remove all yellow gems, damage to an enemy boosted by the gems removed if they're from Suncrest, or if the battle is in Suncrest, deal double damage. Now, it's not because of the spell. It's because it gets an extra turn. This is one of the few weapons in the game. It's one of only 2 epic weapons that you get an extra turn on. So if you're doing Guild Wars, for instance, this is a free hit. So you use this on Green Day, you get a free hit, you get an extra turn, and you keep going. And that is very, very useful. So I do recommend this weapon if you've got the extra diamonds for it. Let's go back to the plume staff and then we'll get to the next one that I really like. So the plume staff does damage to an enemy boosted by Suncrest allies. then creates a mix of 6 yellow and purple gems for each Suncrest ally. Now, you could totally use this instead of the Nimbus bow. No reason you can't. And actually, why don't people use this? Because it feeds back into itself, whereas the Nimbus bow doesn't. So why aren't people using this? Why is Nimbus bow the meta? Oh, Suncrest. I get it. Suncrest. This is only for Suncrest allies, and Finesse is a guild guardian. It's from the Guardian, um, the Guardian Kingdom, not Suncrest. That's why. And this is for Strix allies. So that's why. Well, that threw me off for a second, but Finesse is not from Suncrest despite being a Strix. So anyway, if you're going full-on Strix with purple and yellow, that would be a nice weapon to have. Blade of the Morning I just got. Staff of Storms. That is the other one. If you did not get this during the invasion where it became available, I love this kind of weapon. It is, if you know me and my style, it's my favorite type of weapon. It explodes a bunch of yellow gems, grants a random status effect to all Strix allies, and summons a 6 Strix troop. It's the explosion that I like, and the fact that it summons. It doesn't matter if you're running with Strix or not, it's still going to explode the board, and also, it self-enchants. So, oh, it self-enchants, which is very, very nice. So you can run this at the back of the team if you want. Even mana blocked, you can run it at the back of the team. Once you get mana for it once, it's going to enchant itself, and it doesn't matter, and you will still be able to keep blowing this off. So I do recommend it if you have the same type of play style as I do. So I think that it's entirely up to you. You may not be interested in using Nimbus bow for the Finesse team. Maybe you're not interested in the Finesse team. If you are, you might want to think about that. But Javelin of Suncrest and Staff of Storms, those are the 3 that I would recommend looking at this week as far as weapons go. So that is it for Suncrest's week of Mythics for June 6th. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye!